The Marines, the strongest unified power in all of One Piece, but who is the strongest? So let's figure it out. How about you and I sit down here and rank every single Marine in One Piece? Obviously, in the bottom tier, we've got the non-combatants, the civilians, and the type of fighters that would make your average Marine fodder look like Prime Roger. This category are basically the chefs, because contrary to what One Piece make you think, most chefs don't got hands. Above them, we have your typical nameless fodder, absolute bums, who aren't as so much as given a proper name or rank though. While I was scrolling the wiki, I did want to alert the Marines that you definitely have a guy in your ranks that I wouldn't trust. Junior Grade Stalker. This guy's a full-blown EDP buddy. Junior Grade Stalker? This guy's the canonical Watsuki Oda. Explain, buddy. I'm getting scared here. Now that we got rid of the true bums, it's time we start getting to the named folk, and I've got to give this one to Commander Ripper. I mean, dude was basically the second string commander of Shelltown. Realistically, he is just a bum. He's your police warden at best. At the end of the day, though, he's a good guy. He's trying to help his family out, trying to pay the bills, trying to make sure there's no petty theft in the city. He's a good guy. I can respect that. Next up, we have Nezumi, the rattiest rat himself, but he's a true bum. Nothing else to say. We have some other fearless commanders and captains in here, you know, Django, Rattel, though I will put full body slightly above these clowns because I know Buddy didn't get tabled by pre-time skip Luffy Conquerors hockey, so I'll give Buddy some respect for that. He's no fodder. Then there's the Enies Lobby Buster called Shangiru. Very good. Oda, what is this design, dude? And one underrated Swagmeister in Shu, who despite having a schnasty power and even schnastier design, these guys still couldn't apprehend 1 HP and he's lobby straw hats. These guys are hockeyless frauds. We need to get these guys off the government dime. Zeph should not be getting taxed to pay for bums like this to get an occupation. Occupation of bums. And while we're talking about jobbers, buddy, how about you subscribe, you like the video, you comment, you hype it up, all the good stuff. Send this one to your dog walker. I'm sure they'd love the content. Here's a bit of a tricky one. Brand new. He has no hockey confirmation, and we only know that he survived Marineford, which most Marines did, but like, he gets so much respect in the meeting, so yes, we are a dialogue scaling, but I feel like I'd be wrong to put this dude below some true bums. Okay, so now we've reached the tier of rear admirals, which seems to me like a pretty straightforward ranking. Cecile, Akehande, Katakoma are all nothing burgers, and I'm being super literal. They've done absolutely nada. Zilch. Then Hina, despite being pretty far in the ranks, doesn't even have hockey confirmation, so as much as I'd love to get ensnared in her traps, I can't be hyping her up like this. She got perception blitzed by Gear 2 Luffy at Marineford. Fire her. We need more Marine conscriptions. These guys should not be given the title of Rear Admiral. And finishing off the fodder, we got the Bowl Cup boy wonder himself, Helmeppo. Now, I'll put some respect on him for having armament hockey, but not being confirmed to have observation at this point in the story. Brother, you've been training with that boxing goat himself. Throw some impacts around. Now we're moving past the jobbers into characters who are true scrappers, with either a couple of statements or a couple of feats. Now first up above the fodder tier character, I've got Tashigi. Now in the end game, there's definitely a high chance she becomes a girl boss, but right now, with middling control over hockey, I can't put her over dudes who are confirmed users. I mean, in all fairness, she did cut Monet, so nothing to scoff at, but yeah. Then we got a bit of an interesting one. We got Koby's wife and possibly the daughter of Mr. Volcano himself, Hibari. Now, unlike the other two, we know she can use both forms of hockey, and if I'm being honest, she's above Usopp. If I'm power scaling, better sniper, better hockey, and a Vegapunk AR, this lady's going places. Usopp is low-key dugging her. He's a bit of a quack, a bit of a John Jones, you know. And one guy who has made me very confused is T-Bone, because he did get put away by Crossgale. This bum-ba-dum-bum-bum was taken out by a civilian. Can you imagine being one spot away from Admiral and you get put in a pack by Iceberg? Get this dude up. Get this dude off government dime, I'm telling you. Now that we've passed the scrappers, it's time for people that are honest to goodness, true tough outs. They're just tricky customers. Then we've reached the realm of the mythical Vice Admiral, quite possibly the most fraudulent rank in One Piece. I mean, Vice Admirals send shivers down your spine, buddy. Then we see these guys and they're all more or less hype tools to flex how strong our crew got. None of these dudes really inspire much faith in me. These are just your Buster Call grunts. Though there are some I'll be saving for later. But for now, these guys are sitting in the same tier. Then above the Vice Admirals, I wanted to give a special shout out to Kujaku and Prince Groose. We know that these two, along with Koby, are set up as the modern Marine trio of this era. And with two pretty sick devil fruits and both being proficient in armament and observation haki, you start to see Oda's vision. Kujaku's got the BDSM no me, and as much as I wish I could get hit by it, it's low-key kind of broken if you think about it. She hits your blade when it's haki list, you just auto loser it. Then with Prince Groose, I may be swag scaling here, but top 5 fits in One Piece. Anyway, his power is a cool Gunyo no mi, which allows him to become Clayface. Also, when I was scrolling Buddy's wiki, he's 30? Bro, he's got that how do you do my fellow kids fit on, I'm not gonna lie. Then above the two kids on the comeback, I think it's about time to play Smoker. Despite not having the best showings, a Logia Smokeman who's clearly set up to be an endgame Admiral tier character. Fortunately, he's done jack all, so he's sitting here.
It's the
Now after the tricky customers, it's time for some real threats. Now this next one, not sure if this is going to be some crazy hot take, but I got X Drake above Smoker. Here's the thing about X Drake. Yes, he may be one of the single most disappointing characters in all of One Piece, this double-crossing dirty dog, but he still was a Toby Ropo, and at this point in the story, I don't have any faith in Smoker, especially since X-Drake is durable and has pretty decent haki. Feel free to flame me for this one, but hey, it is what it is. Though I do want to throw a deep cut here for y'all. I have Suru above everyone below her. I mean, obviously that's how ranking work, but think about it seriously. She was heralded as the big three in the Marines. She was literally out here washing and folding crews in the new world, and yes, while Garp and Sengoku have clearly lost a step, and I'm sure she has too, I just can't put her any lower. Like, if we are actually thinking about it, she likely had advanced armament and observation. With her Woshu no mi, if she's got the haki advantage, she literally just turns you into tomorrow's load. But mainly because of Oda woman tax, I've got her lower than Sengoku and Garp. Though I do have a certain captain above her, the hero of the Rocky Port, Captain Koby. I know he may not have the legacy of the people below him or even his rank, but his speed and AP are genuinely insane. Like, people underrate how crazy Honesty Impact is. Here's the thing about Honesty Impact, it's genuinely a city level feat. There's not many mid or high tier characters that can do that. Think about it, we haven't even seen Sanji do something quite like this. Honesty Impact is just so crazy, and this dude just has a future. You can't argue that there's any character in One Piece besides Luffy and Zoro that have a better future than Captain Koby. So yes, I know we've probably got some old school, we got some 40-year-old One Piece fans like, bro, man, you can't disrespect Smoker, man, bro, he was fighting Luffy in Alabasta. Bro, Koby is packing Smoker up. So for that reason, I've got Captain Koby, honestly, as one of the strongest characters in the Marines. Oh boy, who's excited for more schizo posting? Above all these absolute naval bosses, I got Big Bogart himself, the right-hand man to Garp. All I'm gonna say is he was at God Valley. Where was Sengoku? He was riding that office chair, that damn dirty desk jockey. You know, they said every strongest character in One Piece gathered at God Valley. Bogart there, Sengoku wasn't? Now, I'm joking, but I gotta say, I'm just a Bogart believer. Let me know if you are too. We need to start a coalition here. Then in case that wasn't enough evidence list placing for you, I'm just going to throw in Mumasaki and Chaton, who were confirmed to be Admiral candidates, and while not having any feats, that is a pretty impressive statement. Or they're the reason the Marines held a draft. Dude, imagine Akainu's just scrolling through the paper, he's like, who do we got for these Admiral candidates? He sees Mumasaki and Chaton on his desk, he's like, Sengoku, we need to start the draft. Now we hit the Seraphim situation. Creatures, I actually have no idea what to call them, but clones, we'll do clones. Not only based off some of the strongest characters in this series, Lunarian level durability, pacifista physicality, and artillery, somehow they have haki and broken devil fruits to boot. 7 honest to goodness earnest absolute demons, 3 of which we still don't even know the name of. Just for the fact that the Seraphim is based off of Low T Moria, I think I'll put this creature at the bottom. Following him, I got S Flamingo and S Croc, simply because we don't actually know anything about them. Anyway, now for the actual feated up Seraphim. We're gonna look at two things here, their Warlord counterpart and their bonus power, which would mean that currently the 4th strongest Seraphim is S Shark. You can debate Jinbei Kuma all you want, but I have Kuma as the stronger fighter. I mean, the Buccaneer tax is just crazy. Sure, you can say that Fishman Karate would negate that defense, but at the end of the day, for ranking wise, I don't judge individual matchups. I look at the characters in a vacuum, and in a void, I still think that Kuma is over Jinbei. Then for the 2nd strongest, we have S-Snake with the Mero no Mi, which is a little weird, but luckily Oda did clarify that it's based on cuteness. Usopp, you're a lucky dog. I was about to dog you so bad, buddy. Then for the final Seraphim, you and I both know there's no other better answer than S-Hawk. This guy was looking like an absolute world beater when he was scrapping with Lucci, Luffy, Kaku, and Zoro. He even had a Yonko and Blackbeard sweating if he didn't whip out that hockey right there. Story's over. Wrap it up. S-Hawk W. Due to his lineage factor, he has swordsmanship somewhat resemblant to Dracul Mihawk, and he's even out there having a solid scrap with Zoro. Plus, he's got the Super no Mi, a devil fruit power that lets him arm any part of his body with a blade, just a completely broken ability, offensively and even defensively. Though for the simple fact that this is based off Dracul Mihawk, you know that he's got to be at this tippity top. Now for the true top tiers, and bringing up the list is Sengoku. Now in Marineford, this guy did do pretty well for himself. He was able to blitz Blackbeard in his Buddha form and was just an overall solid tactical man. We know back in his prime he was heralded as the counterpart to Garp and was Shiki's Marine rival. Though when we start to look at his modern physique, he has clearly let himself go quite a bit, which is fair play. The man's 80, enjoy your retirement. But when your diet consists of binge eating, salty snacks, I'm just not expecting you to have the same cardio and speed from before. Though just based on the fact that this guy still has advanced forms of hockey in addition to his Conquerors, which has a chance at being ACOG, and Nerf Zoro was contending with the newborn Seraphim, I still have him above the clones at this point in the story. So this is where we get to the hot takes. I have Greenbull as the 5th strongest member of the post-time skip Marines. Now I do think that Greenbull is definitely underrated by the Marine haters. Like, yes, he didn't think fighting the red-haired pirates, the Scabbards, Yamato, Momonosuke, and the Straw Hats was a good idea. Fair enough, I didn't either. Plus, he just probably didn't have clearance for it. So, to be honest, I think it's massively overblown in terms of an anti-feat. Though, I'm still not willing to put him above Garp. But first, let me address the counters to my argument. We are going full debate pervert for God King Garp. Yes, the post-time skip Marines are considered to be the strongest force, but that makes sense. They lost Kuzan and picked up both Greenbull and Fujitora. That is clearly a great trade on their end. In addition to that, the Great Marine Conscription happened where they picked up more recruits to bolster both their strength and size. Now for the cream of the crop, the ultimate bomb. They had finished the Seraphim program at this point in the story and were only waiting for the go-ahead to unveil it. So when you think about it, they received more numbers, 2 Admirals for the price of 1, a stronger, more aggressive fleet Admiral, and the Seraphim program. If you didn't agree that the Marines are stronger post-time skip, I don't know what to tell you, man. Though I do have both Greenbull above Seraphim and Sengoku because Sengoku has clearly let himself go and the Seraphim are still tadpoles. Even if we're just looking at him, his Devil Fruit is fantastic for crowd control, but when he's in a 1v1 against someone capable of dishing out elite level AP, he's literally rooted to the ground. So yeah, got Greenbull at my 5, which yes, does in fact mean I have the GOAT, the greatest boxer in One Piece history, Monkey D. Garp at my 4 slot. This guy, in his old age, was still able to have an incredibly close scrap with Kuzan, a guy who had a near even bout with Sakazuki. Now yes, I do understand that Kuzan was wavering a little in his convictions and it let Garp get off a blue bull on him, though Garp was distracted as well, having to pay attention to the safety of his subordinates. That's why he had to tank the coward hit from Shiryu. Even with his liver and intestines shooting through his stomach, he won the exchange versus Kuzan. If you look at the panel, Garp took it to his skull, on his forehead, out of everywhere on the head. It's arguably the best spot to take a punch if you have to. Though if I were to shift the camera over and you look at Aokiji, he took it right on the chin, right on the kisser. We don't see Buddy for another chapter. I'm not saying Kuzan went cold for a minute, but who knows? Then after hitting Hachinosu with one of the craziest attacks I've seen in One Piece, the Galaxy Divide, he lies down, he completes his mission. Even at Marineford, while debating switching teams and boxing up Akainu, this guy was still able to sleep Marco, spiking him down into the dirt, which even Akainu wasn't able to do when Marco was protecting Luffy. Guy's just so strong, even at the age of 77, he blitzed Aokiji, even getting Kuzan to soy face. I know I'm probably going to get flamed for this one, but man, it just feels right. If we're just looking at the pure stats, Garp gets speed, AP, DC, battle IQ, and all 3 types of hockey. I'll give Greenbull durability and gimmick points, but is that size really helping you against an impact from the galaxy? Plus, I ran a poll, and yes, the poll base may be a little biased because, you know, I ran it. It was still almost 4-1 for my boy Garp. Plus, just with that much ACOP, what is Greenbull gonna do, buddy? Nah, but genuinely, his fight is extremely close and super competitive. I just give the edge to Garp personally. Then to begin my top 3, I have Fujitora. Now, I understand it may be weird to have Fujitora 2 spots higher than Greenbull, but I just don't accept the premise that these two have to be equal. Fujitora is an infinitely more relevant character, especially to the endgame. Though there's one thing that convinces me that Fujitora is hiding something, and it's because, well, he is hiding something. Think about it. This guy is a borderline revolutionary, similar to Garp but closer to Dragon. His goal is to change the system, not protect it. If he wanted to go all out in Dressrosa, he could have stopped, or at least tried to stop Sabo. But no, he's not willing to. He'll show up like a complete jobber, you know, minimum wage, minimum effort. Even at the Holy Land, he was fighting to free the slaves. Plus, he's got the Zushi no Mi, which from what we've seen so far is just a better version of Shiki's fruit, who was able to become a Pirate King caliber character. I know we don't know much about Isho besides his elite observation hockey and use of armament, but this is mainly narrative scaling. His story arc isn't over. Listen, this is a lot of nonsense here, buddy, but just trust me on this one. Okay, now for one that is easily arguable, we have Big Boss Kizaru, one of the 3 OG Admirals at Marineford and one of, if not the fastest characters in the series. There might be a little revisionist history in the coming weeks because we are seeing Luffy pancake this dude and get some discus reps in, but he still did incredibly well versus Luffy. An even stronger Luffy than the one that beat Kaido. I mean, a front kick from Kizaru was able to damage an exoskeleton Sanji. Also, Buddy has a great gas tank and was able to constantly apply the pressure on Egghead while only utilizing a few sit down and ponder killing your best friend breaks. But we all need a couple of those, don't we? At the end of the day, I really don't think that there's anyone that would disagree with having Kizaru at the 2 spot, so I'm just gonna leave it here. Obviously, there's only one man that could be reserved for the final spot. Sakazuki, the most glazed man on YouTube, and to be honest, I get it. He arguably has one of the best wins in all of One Piece, being able to defeat former Admiral Kuzan at Punk Hazard. This is such an underrated win. I know people like downplaying it because he had a type advantage, but in the wise words of Greenbull, this isn't Pokemon, buddy. Along with that, he was able to land a finishing blow on Whitebeard. Granted, Newgate didn't care to dodge at the moment, but the AP needed to put him down is still pretty impressive. Though what truly puts Akainu over the edge is his narrative statements. We have Otis saying that this guy would find the One Piece in 1 year. Now do I think that's true? Do I really trust Mr. One Piece will end in 3 years perception of time? Is he really gonna end the story in 30 chapters? No. But it is still a crazy statement for the author to give you. So yeah, I think it is truly one of the inarguable facts in One Piece that Akainu is the strongest marine. Though if we start getting into the world government, the secret final bosses, that is a different story. So yeah, this is the video. If you're still here, make sure you leave a like, comment, and hype the video too. And that's it. See ya.